collector's edition for Grand Theft Auto. That is cool. So it's funny, I was just thinking to myself, it'd be awesome to find some game guides, and sure enough, World of Warcraft Master Guide. Definitely gonna get that because it's sealed. Sealed Spider-Man. Hey. Oh yeah, what is up friends? Welcome back to episode 67 of Thrifting Throwdown. This is the show where we throw down at yard sales, flea markets, thrift shops, you name it, because we are trying to build an absolutely massive video game collection. And the most important part, we are trying to do it on the cheap.
Your frugality is so sexy.
And we're having a ton of success because we are over 2,100 games in the collection. This collection has grown massively, and it has grown in quality as well because we have picked up some really awesome stuff recently. And I am hoping for that same kind of luck today as we hit up a bunch of different antique malls with some friends who invited me out and challenged me to find some video games at some antique malls.
I will accept your challenge.
So I'm hyped to see what kind of weird, wacky, interesting stuff we can find today out on the road, and I'm looking forward to having you along for the ride. I definitely appreciate all of the support you've been dropping in the comments. It has been an absolute blast chatting with you at the live premieres as well. So let's keep that energy going and see what we can find today. Before we go, I do want to remind you, stick around until the end of the video because you will see my best thrifts of the day, and you definitely don't want to miss that. But I think that's just about enough talk for now. It is time for some thrift hunting action. Perfect. So lace up your boots, let's hit the road. It is time for a thrifting throwdown. Oh yeah! Oh boy, we've got some Xbox 360 games, and it looks like maybe a Gamecube controller. And some other stuff. I wonder what they're going to be asking on this.
A few moments later.
If you pay me 10, you can have all
10
games.
for all of it, and
Yep.
the controller as well.
Yeah, I think everything. Yeah.
Do you know
That's
if
$2
this? Do you know if this has any other pieces that go with it, or was this just?
I think it's wireless, so I think it just goes like
great.
it is. Yeah.
Great, perfect. Yeah, I'll do 10 for that. I got
Okay.
$10 on there.
All right.
Thank you.
Sure.
Just curious, was there other stuff that went already, or was that it?
That was like what's left. Yeah.
Okay. All right, there it is, the unexpected yard sale haul. Look at all these freaking games we picked up for just $10.
Holy macaroni!
I honestly had no intention of going to a yard sale today. Like I said, we're going to some antique stores, some flea markets type stuff, but I did not have any plans for a yard sale. But when you see the sign, you've got to stop. And there's cool stuff in here. I mean, these are nothing special. These are like DVDs, but Gran Turismo 2 complete in case, and it looks like it's in great condition. That is awesome.
Hole in one!
I think, but I'm not positive, I might need some of these Forza games for the collection. And then you got some cool staples like Minecraft, Gears of War, some really awesome stuff, including this Xbox game, Project Gotham Racing, the Platinum Hits Edition, which I'm pretty sure I don't have in the collection. Plus, it's always nice to be picking up original Xbox games, so I'm hyped about that. But probably the coolest stuff would be the accessories here. We've got this 3DS mounting base, a TV mounting clip for a Kinect, this G-Bros adapter. I have no idea what that is or what it does, but I think the coolest thing is going to be this Nintendo Switch controller. When I walked up, I literally thought it was a GameCube controller because it's literally designed to look just like a GameCube controller. How cool is that? Wow. And I think this thing goes for good money. So for $10 for the pile, I feel like we did pretty well here, even though we are running a little bit late here to get to the antique stores. Our friends who are waiting for us are going to be annoyed, but had to stop, had to grab these games. But knowing that, let's hit the road and see what else we can find, because I know there are more games waiting for us today, and I cannot wait to find them. This might take the prize for the weirdest thing in the antique mall. This oil painting of Kramer, that racist comedian. I'm not sure who had this commissioned or purchased this, but I am pretty sure I know why it ended up in a flea mall.
You vile racist!
Oh boy, let's see what kind of games we got over here. Wait, PSP stuff, that's cool. $6 for sealed PSP games. That's not terrible. $5 for SOCOM. That's kind of unexpected. I wasn't expecting them to be sealed like that. Let's see what we got here. NBA, $5.
Boom shakalaka!
$5. $5. Oh, and some sealed PS4 games. Second Son, I'm not familiar with that. Ryan's Road Trip with that YouTube kid who's got like 8 million subscribers.
Holy shit, you're jealous!
Weirdly enough, it looks like a bunch of these Wii games are sealed too. Are these resealed? This is so strange that they're sealed like this. I don't know if that means that they're resealed or that they've just always been sealed. Story Hour Adventures, I've never seen that before. What?
Welcome to Story Hour Adventures. Jack and the Beanstalk. One day the cow gave no milk. "What are we going to do?" asked Jack's mother. "We have no money, and we've been unable to find you a job on any of the farms nearby."
What the hell was that?
That is so interesting. I mean, not really, but... And then, of course, Zuzu Pets, and then HBO copy of Spawn with the lenticular cover. That's freaking awesome. All right, I'm gonna have to grab some stuff. I definitely want this Story Hour because it's weird. $5 for that seems pretty good. I think I'm gonna grab these 3.
Don't worry, we're just getting started.
Simpsons Scene It board game. That seems pretty cool, especially for the Simpsons fans out there like me. And right next to the Simpsons game, I spotted a PS4 game down here. Madden for $5. Probably skip that one. I think that's the only one down here, though. All right, this is pretty cool. I've never seen this board game before, Shadow Lord, but it definitely has given me D&D vibes for sure. Only $10. That seems pretty good. Okay, the back of the box is way less exciting than the front. I see why they had it set up like that. Oh boy, we got a PlayStation 1 sighting over here. Collector's edition for Grand Theft Auto. That is cool. Complete. Tomorrow Never Dies. $6 on that. And we got Motocross Mania for $6. That's pretty good as well. Honestly, I really want this Grand Theft Auto because I remember playing this growing up. So this is back before they had like the third-person view. This is the overhead view for Grand Theft Auto, and I know I don't have this, so $9 is steep, but I feel like I kind of have to. All right, false alarm. I just looked at the disc on this, and it is extremely toasted up on the bottom. That is pretty rough looking. But what's also fun, it has an ad for Vice City on the inside, so that's kind of nice. But yeah, unfortunately, we're leaving that behind. $9 for a rough disc is too much, in my opinion. This is pretty interesting. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. It's a phone with a lava lamp built in. That just screams 1990s to me. Seriously though, I wonder who owned this thing, because if you had a lava lamp phone in your room as a kid, that is pretty intense.
Lava? Who just keeps lava lying around?
It's so interesting. They've got these like murals and paintings all over the place. Like every set of elevator doors has a painting on them, and this one is 2 very friendly trees holding hands. You'll love to see it.
Tree? I am no tree. I am an ant.
I just spotted the coolest little Turtles tin here. $15 on that Turtles tin. It's so vintage looking. It says it's made in Hong Kong, but it doesn't have a year on it, unfortunately, but that is definitely a pizza party right there.
Pizza time!
I just found the Halloween McNuggets. I don't remember this bird having a costume, but I definitely remember these different nugget toys here. This one looks like Ronald McDonald. You got the ghost. Straight up 1990s throwback.
What's coming up at McDonald's this Halloween? Coolish, ghoulish McNugget buddies with costumes you can rearrange, plus masks to give your face a change. You get one in each Happy Meal you buy.
Now that's handy.
I spotted this from the aisle, this Asteroids game program thing. What in the world is this? Oh, it's a book. Okay. I thought it was a game from the aisle, and I was like, oh, random Atari game sitting there, but... What? It's like a graphic book? What the heck? Oh, okay, maybe it's just like a drawing book or something. I don't know. I'm in over my head with this book. Tell me what this is if you know what it is, but I'm gonna leave it here. We're definitely not looking for VHS, but when you see Ren and Stimpy Show VHS, that's pretty dang cool. $8 on that thing. And some Simpsons DVDs as well. Did I call it VHS? I think I meant DVD. Oh boy.
You are so stupid.
Found some Atari behind glass. No boxes on these, but they've got the manuals. $6 for Centipede. Oh, and interesting note, they're 5200s, not 2600s. So these aren't the original Atari. These are like the second Atari that came out after the 2600.
Wow.
Even cooler, Zelda behind glass here. $55 on that. Classic Zelda. Also got Space Invaders back there, the little stand-up thing, but wow. Can't complain about that price. I think that's pretty much what it goes for. Hey there. Oh, almost dropped him.
And the ball pops loose.
Found 3 games. All right, there we go. Walking out of Old Factory Antiques. That place was fun to look through. It had 3 floors of stuff to look at, and we did manage to find 3 games. How cool is that? Now, I spent $16, so you know I'm outside that $2 to $3 range, but I thought these were some cool pickups because we got some PSP stuff. We got that weird Wii game.
Wonderful.
So while it wasn't the cheapest score ever, I still think we got some cool stuff here. But you know, the day is not over yet. We have more thrifting to do. So let's hit the road and see what else we can find. All right, I don't look at board games very often, but I just spotted this Nickelodeon thing here, so I gotta try to pull this out. All right, check out this nostalgia, the Nickelodeon Thing Maker. Chillatron Lab with that big spider on the box and these goofy people. You can make literally your own kinds of creatures and stuff with the little molds. That is super cool and straight out of the 90s, 1994 to be precise. I used to have, I forget what it was, but I had some sort of Nickelodeon thing as a kid. It definitely wasn't this though, but still, that's pretty cool, and definitely like the box art alone is really cool in that thing. Did you have any of these Nickelodeon toys like this? Let me know in the comments down below. There's actually a big pile of vintage board games down here. We got this ping pong thing, Bop the Beetle, whatever the heck that is. Skittle Pool. Yeah, these are throwbacks. These are like 70s, 80s board games. Really interesting. All right, everybody, we need to figure it out. What shall I be? What kind of career girl am I gonna be? Will I be the nurse, the flight attendant, or am I gonna be the ballerina? Can't wait to figure it out.
Not everybody's cut out to be a ballerina.
This place has a million Star Wars things in it. I mean, first off, how cool is this lit up display right here? But just figures out the butt. In the case, on the walls, just Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars. I mean, they've got the Micro Machine Star Wars. These are freaking cool as heck. And honestly, just look at all these figures. I was never one of the people who collected the Star Wars figures, but it was always one of the things that I wanted to collect. There's just so many of them. We're looking at a wall here, and this is probably like 1% of the total number of figures you could find out in the wild if you were really looking. But I am curious, if you collect Star Wars figures, like, what do you look for? What series are the best to follow? Like, I feel like these Power of the Jedi usually get slept on. They're not too popular, but then they've got these really cool black series with all the extra detail and everything like that. Oh, man, those would look awesome on the shelf. Especially this ugly dude.
Your face looks like a butt!
All right, I was just talking to my friends today about D&D, and now I see these D&D box sets. Look at this Eberron Sky Coach flying ship set for when you're playing D&D. Oh my god. This is literally hitting every bone for me in my body because I want to play D&D so badly and I cannot find people to play it with. So as much as I would love to own this skyship and be able to use it in like a game of D&D, it's not going to happen anytime soon, unfortunately.
Why do bad things happen to good people?
What do we got here? Rock Band 3. No, sorry. PlayStation 3 Rock Band set, $99. You're getting the drums, the guitar. Probably about what the set goes for, if I had to guess. I think it's right around $100. Oh, and look at that. There's even games mixed in. Rock Band 2. That makes sense. You're going to put that with the Rock Band set. Yes, of course. And then Alpha Protocol Espionage RPG. I have no idea what that's doing in this box, but pretty neat. $100. You get the drums, you get the guitar, you get the game, $100. All right, vintage game fans, do you see what I see? We've got a very old Pac-Man lunchbox. 1980, look at the date on that thing. Some kid in the 80s had a really awesome time at lunch with this Pac-Man lunchbox. You got the little strawberry, you got the ghost running away from Pac-Man. What more could you want? Vintage, retro, nostalgia in a box right here. All right, there's some really cool VHS over here. The first thing that jumped out at me was Three Ninjas. I used to love this movie growing up. I don't think it's actually any good, like it's terrible child actors playing Three Ninjas, but you know, good old fun. Crosses Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Home Alone. And apparently the laughs never stop, so if you haven't seen this one, be sure to check it out.
They were three brothers learning the ways of a ninja, but what started as a game suddenly turned real. Those kids.
We should run. We should hide. We should kick their butts.
Yeah, tons of stuff over here. Do we have any games though? Oh, yep. Found some PlayStation 2 stuff. Superman Returns for $6. What we got? $15 on Vice City. Oh no, that's a little bit rich for my blood. $10 on Bionicle. That's unfortunate because I know I need that in the collection. 8, 6, 6, 8. Yeah, the prices are a little steep on those. There's also a little plug and play sitting on the shelf here. Namco plug and play for $15. Wow. Honestly, it would be cool to collect all these different plug and plays. Ooh, this one's missing the back cover, but it would be cool to collect all these, but it's like, who has the space for this stuff? Definitely not me. Oh, and it's rusted too. That one's staying on the shelf.
Rest in peace.
Oh, tiny plush Mario down here as well. It's a me, plush Mario. Yahoo! $10. What's the year on this thing say? 2016 Nintendo, so pretty new. Still, who doesn't love seeing the plumber himself?
I can't quit now, Luigi. I was born with a plunger in my hand.
I know. Boy was awfully hard on Mom.
It's funny, I was just thinking to myself it'd be awesome to find some game guides, and sure enough, World of Warcraft Master Guide. But what are they asking on it? I do not see a price on this thing. Oh, there we go. $10 for the Master Guide. I honestly used to play so much World of Warcraft. It was like the only game I played for a few years, and as much as I love the game, I am super glad that I stopped playing it just because it's such a huge time sink. Like, you really have to invest time into this, but I used to do the end game raiding. I was there in the Wrath of Lich King expansion, Burning Crusade, all that fun stuff, but you know, that's something we're leaving in the past, so I'm gonna leave this World of Warcraft book where I found it. Oh my god, there's an atlas right here too. No, no, no. Leave it behind, no.
Now, all can see. This is the hour of the Forsaken.
So a little bit of a good news, bad news situation here. I did just find a bunch of games, but as you can see, they are faded as heck. Ooh, and $15 for Backyard Hockey. All sports titles, all pretty common, and all in rough condition. Oh, it's a shame. $3. So yeah, could have got some stuff for a cheap price there if they weren't in such terrible condition, but we're gonna be skipping these and seeing what else we can find. So on to the next pile. Sir? Excuse me, sir. Do you know where the games are? Sir? Sir? I see some vintage lunch boxes. What do we got here? Wow, Miss Piggy riding a hog. We got a hog on a hog from 1980. Isn't that a find? And what's this other lunchbox? Okay, arguably cooler. Garfield thermos lunchbox from 1978. The colors on that pop. Absolutely pop. And hey, got Santa down here between my legs. Whoa. All right, I spotted him. I spotted the man himself, Davy Crockett, down here in the box. He killed him a bar before the age of 23, or however the song goes. Ooh, he's got Bowie knife action. I like that. His name is Davy Crockett. And look, there's a little boat in here for him, too. Little Davy Crockett boat.
Born on the mountaintop in Tennessee, green estate in the land of the free, raised in the woods so he knew every tree. Killed him a bar when he was only 3.
All right, what did we find here? Just more Atari games. Also, they're unpriced. So we got Kaboom. Yes, wow, indeed, on that X-Men toy. But
Oh my god! You're actually filming? I didn't know. That's cool though. Oh my god!
all right, this is gonna pop some of you big time. A Turtles waterfall. These things are so interesting. You fill them with water and you can like pop the ball up and down into the basket. I've seen them before, but I've never seen a Ninja Turtles one. 20 bucks on that. Wow. But wouldn't that look great on the shelf somewhere? Bright green. Lots of fun stuff to look at in here so far, but really lacking in terms of video games. So, yeah, this is unfortunate. I only got 3 at that first stop, although I did have some luck at that yard sale earlier. But, yeah, this place is not looking like it's going to be much of a success for me. My first time here, so, you know, it's not too surprising that I didn't really find much in terms of games because, you know, I've never checked this place out before. I didn't know what to really expect. But I will say it has been a while since I've had a game hunt where I didn't really get any games, so that just means I need to hit the road, keep looking, and see if I have better luck somewhere else. So onward and upward, friends. Oh wow, they've got an entire wall of Kool-Aid Slammers or whatever the heck these things are. I used to drink the heck out of these as a kid.
Oh yeah!
Honestly, I'm tempted to buy a pack, but I think I might have to skip it for now. But do you remember these things? I feel like they used to always have these awesome Kool-Aid commercials for these Slammers. So it's giving me some serious nostalgia.
Kool-Aid bursts are on the march! And now for the entire month of March, you can get $5 off any Nintendo Game Boy or Super Nintendo game by marching into a KB toy store with an empty Kool-Aid Burst 6-pack. Offer expires March 31st.
Yeah. Okay, this is actually kind of cool. It is the box set for this Cabela's game. And this one looks like it's for the Xbox 360. The only downside, I definitely do not want to pay this price for it, even if it is in good condition, because, you know, this is just going to take up space on the shelf after all. And then, of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this terrible little handheld here, but if you're a handheld collector, here you go. Come to this Goodwill, find this handheld. Another one going into your collection. Oh, yeah, there's a bunch of games in the case today. Oh! PSP game in there. Sealed Resident Evil. Perfect! Could you pull out some games for me by any chance? What? Could you pull out some of these games?
Yeah. Which ones do you want to see?
This PSP one right here, if possible. Yeah, the small one. And then from over here, there were a few I wanted to look at. So, there's Until Dawn. Yep, you got your middle finger on it. And then Spider-Man as well. Yeah, that works too. Just pull the whole pile out.
Right,
so that one. Definitely gonna get that because it's sealed. Sealed Spider-Man.
Trainer, thank you. Have a good day. Are you supposed to read me out?
I actually need Resident Evil 2.
A bag?
I think I need some of these too.
Yeah, there you go back.
Let's see. Could you pull out 2 more for me? Yeah, the last 2 blue ones right there. Yeah, there you go. I think I need all these. I think I'm gonna get this whole stack. Yeah, they must just put these out. I don't see games here that often.
$32.78.
Thank you. All right, well, that was a fast little Goodwill trip, but as you can see, it was a productive trip. Let me step out into the light here. We picked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games. 7 of them are PS4 games, and 1 of them is a PSP game. But the interesting thing to me, 2 of these PS4 games are sealed.
Holy shnikes.
Sealed copy of Resident Evil, sealed copy of Spider-Man. That is pretty cool because I really don't see sealed games at Goodwill that often. Honestly, I don't see games at Goodwill that often to begin with. They're usually either posting them online or shipping them out. So I feel really good to have picked up this nice batch here, especially because, you know, we're wrapping up a nice day of thrifting and it's just like the creme de la creme, the cherry on the top.
Getting hungry.
What about you? Had any luck at Goodwill recently? Let me know down in the comments, but I think we've got about just enough for now. Let's hit the road, let's head home and take a look at our total haul for today. Oh yeah! All right, friends, we've made it back to the game room once again, and we have a nice pile of games to look at today, surprisingly. Honestly, it was kind of an up and down day today because, you know, we started off with that yard sale, picked up this massive stack of Xbox 360 stuff, but then it was a little bit of a dry period there. We hit up a whole bunch of antique malls, didn't have much luck. Did manage to score a few things like these sealed PSP games that I don't want to knock over. But honestly, the highlight of the day has to be that Goodwill trip. And you know, I haven't had much luck in Goodwills recently, so it's all the more surprising that I went and actually scored a bunch of awesome titles. I think the key here is that I grabbed some PS4 stuff, and since it's so modern, they're still pricing it at $2.99, but their loss is my gain because we picked up some really good stuff.
Wonderful!
Until Dawn, some Star Wars Battlefront, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, and Marvel Spider-Man, with the highlights being, of course, Spider-Man and Resident Evil 3, which are still sealed.
You are so beautiful to me.
And you know I love to see that. I love to add sealed games to my collection. So I need to get these boxed up and protected and all that good stuff. But before I do that, I also want to mention all the accessories that I got over here. I actually thought this was a straight up Gamecube controller at first, and then I realized it was a Nintendo Switch controller, which is probably all the better because I can actually use this on my Nintendo Switch today. And I think I looked it up and it has some pretty good value. And surprisingly, some of these have value as well. I think this is some sort of adapter so you can play your Gamecube games on your Switch without having to get up and use the console or something like that. I looked it up, I'm not too familiar with it, but this apparently goes for a few bucks, so I managed to do pretty dang well today because I got this whole pile of accessories on the Xbox stuff for 10 bucks. I think I was under 20 bucks on the PS4 stuff, and then of course, you know, I probably paid up on that, but all in all, I'm pretty hyped about this haul. What do you think? Drop me a comment down below. Which of these is your favorite pickup today? Is it the controller? Is it the sealed PS4 stuff? Let me know. But hang tight because I need to get this pile cleaned up. I'm going to get these all boxed up and protected, and then we can take a look at our best thrifts of the day and see where the collection stands as of right now. Sit tight. All right, Dabomaniacs, there is our haul from today's episode of Thrifting Throwdown. Definitely a bit of an up and down episode. We had some luck early, then we wasted a lot of time at the antique malls, and then we scored a bunch of sealed stuff at the Goodwill at the end. Totally a wild thrifting journey today, so I am so thankful that you joined me for this episode of Thrifting Throwdown. And as you know, the name of the game here on Thrifting Throwdown is the video game collection, so I'm sure you're as excited as I am to see where things stand after today. And when you consider all the bonus games from that room tour video on top of everything we scored today, we are over 2,100 games in the collection already. It feels like we just crossed that 2,000 game threshold and we're already 2,100 games in. And even better, as you know, on this channel we do things on the cheap. So that is 2,100 games on the cheap, just the way we like to do it. So as we wrap up here, I want to thank you so much for supporting me, supporting the channel, supporting Thrifting Throwdown. You have been a true Dabomaniac for sticking through this video and sticking through all of my other thrift hunts. And I absolutely appreciate you joining me. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love if you could hit that like button for me, and be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. You can join my tag team and make sure you're here for 2,200 games, 2,500 games, 3,000 games. Make sure you're here for every single pickup. And of course, in addition to subscribing, I love when you drop comments down below because some of you have some really insightful things to say. Some of you have some really nice things to say, and I am totally here for that. So keep dropping me comments down below because I love chatting with you in the comments. I'd also be remiss if I didn't mention that I do have a Patreon where you can support the channel directly. As you know, this is a one-man show, so I'm doing the editing, I'm doing the thrifting, I'm doing it all here. And I'm doing it all with your support on Patreon. So be sure to check me out at the link in the description down below. The last thing I want to remind you, you can follow me on social media at LDabsTroyero on pretty much all the different social media sites, especially my Instagram where I do the most updates. So be sure to check me out there if you want to see some extra thrifting content. But aside from that, I had a blast today and I hope you did too, but that does just about wrap things up. Stay tuned for just a few more seconds and you will see my best thrifts of the day and you do not want to miss that. But aside from that, it's time to wrap things up. So until next time, keep on thrifting. Oh yeah. Definitely gonna get that because it's sealed. Sealed Spider-Man.